Welcome to day 14 of the Whiskey Advent Calendar, and we have a special sample for you guys today. Today's sample was sent in by Ed Sturgar. Those of you that follow the channel a while know Ed is the biggest Jim Beam Booker's Knob Creek fan there is. So when he sends us a bottle of Knob Creek, I assume it's going to be a good bottle. I'm really excited to try this. For those of you that don't know, Ed was the first Patreon member of ours that I met in person. He drove over from Indy, and we had an amazing day of bottle hunting. And during that trip, we were at A1 in Effingham and picked up their Freddie Noe pick. And I think today it's still one of Ed's top 5 bottles. It was fantastic. He and I have a special connection for Knob Creek and especially for Freddie Noe pick. So I'm excited that he sent us this Sherlocks by Freddie Noe. This was distilled on May 31st of 2011, bottled on 6/19 of 2020, Warehouse L, Floor 3. Before we get into the nosing and tasting, I want to read our comment of the week from last week because we started doing that. And the week before, Michelle just had one of the best comments ever in tasting notes on a bourbon. And she really started this trend of relating bourbons to relationships. So Ed on day 7 for the A1 Brown Butter Knob Creek pick wrote, "Winner. This is one that is so far beyond a one-night stand. This one is going to the altar." So obviously he really loved the Knob Creek A1 pick. He said, "You are so right, Lance. This is my favorite by far." I knew when we tasted that and knowing Ed's palate that he was just going to love that that store pick, and he did. So I'm excited to get into this Knob Creek he sent. Let's get into the nose. Oh, the nose is really nice. Lots of brown sugar, lots of caramel, but then a lot of like dusty rickhouse oak, which I love. Absolutely love it when I get that note. Nose is really good. It smells like it's going to be high proof. Smells a little, there's the alcohol, man. Whew. But yeah, that like overwhelming rickhouse dustiness is what's coming through. That dusty oak, I love it. All right, let's go to the palate. Cheers. Cheers, Ed. Oh no. Oh no. Guys, I think my palate's getting blown out. I'm going to be recording 32 videos this month. And I've already shot a lot today, and I think my palate's getting blown out. I'm going to have to stop shooting because I didn't taste much there. Tasted a little bit of caramel, a little bit of cherry, but I can tell when my palate's getting blown out, and it is. Dang it. I'm not re-recording this either. We're going with it. So going for sip 2 here. Caramel, brown sugar. I can tell there's those classic Knob Creek notes of caramel, brown sugar. I'm getting that black cherry that I love in Knob Creek. I'm not getting any of the toasted coconut. This doesn't feel as rounded and put together to me as past Knob Creek picks that I've tasted. And I don't know if it's because my palate's getting blown out or if it is in fact just not as good of a Knob Creek pick. So I'm really interested to see what your guys' notes are, your tasting notes, if you like this, because you guys are tasting this blind, so I'd be really interested to know. It's hot. The proof comes through. It's spiky. It's ethanol. And those classic notes are there, but just doesn't feel as rich and rounded to me as I've come to know from Knob Creek. In fact, I hate saying this, but I have to be honest with you guys. I just don't have it in me. This breaks my heart. I think this is one of the Knob Creek picks I've enjoyed the least. And I even just shot a Booker's review, and I said the problem with Booker's is there's a lot more risk to reward with Booker's than with Knob Creek. With Knob Creek, you know every one you get is going to be good. This one's just not hitting my palate right. And I don't know if it's the day. I don't know if my palate's blown out. Because I have shot a lot of videos today, so we're going to go to sip 3 here. I mean, it's good. It's too bitter. It's like really bitter for me, and I don't know if that's just me or if that's the whiskey. So I'm going to have to revisit this, guys. Ed, I will get back to you on this, but please, guys, for those Patreon members that are tasting this, please put your notes in the comments section. I really want to see if you enjoyed this or not. I need to know if I'm crazy, if my palate's blown out. To me, it's just not very cohesive. It tastes really sharp to me, and just not very rounded to me. I just got a lot of spiky edges, if that makes sense. So I'm sorry, Ed. I wanted to love this more than anything, brother. I love you. Thanks for sending in the sample. I'm so interested to see what the comments say about this. Or maybe you're throwing me a curveball and you weren't crazy about this. You just wanted to see what I'd think. I have no idea. But all right, guys, until tomorrow, cheers.
Christmas